Good morning. It's Scott Off-Road. How you doing today, YouTube? Well, we're in the kitchen to work on the kitchen, but it's the overland kitchen we're working on. On our Colorado trip, we ran into a problem with our Coleman 2-burner stove and didn't even know this was a thing until this trip. And this is how we're fixing it. Stay tuned. Alright, again in the kitchen. This is the 2-burner stove. It's a Coleman. It's an old one. It's the one I've been using for quite a few years. And in Colorado, it just was not performing. And as you can tell, I haven't really cleaned it much since the last trip to Kansas. How we fixed this in Colorado was an emergency fix, but it's actually the way you're probably supposed to fix them. And you don't need much to fix them. All you need is a screwdriver and some soap and water. But again, didn't know this was a thing. So, let's set this up. Plenty of fire and flame coming off this back burner. This front one still isn't, it's producing okay, but not as good as it should. So we're gonna let this cool down for a minute and I'm gonna come back and show you how to fix it. Okay, this may be a little different depending on the stove you use, but I'm guessing it's pretty universal. This is the burner that works fine. This is the burner that doesn't. Do you notice the difference? Nice and clean, kind of gross. Now let's take our screwdriver. Again, the only tool you need, screwdriver. Take that out. And we're going to do them one at a time so we don't confuse them. And so I have a reference to go back to. And see how even this one, the bottom plate comes out easy? This one, kind of stuck in there. It's kind of gross. The screws all covered in grease. Now these don't look too bad because while we were in Colorado, we took these apart and scrubbed them. But these were a solid mass of grease and gunk. And we had to pry each piece off. And it's the beveled plate, corrugated plate, flat, corrugated. Here's a couple that are stuck together. Flat, corrugated flat, corrugated top plate. That's how this goes together. And again, what I found is this had gotten just so dirty and gummed up, the gas couldn't come out, so it was not putting out a flame. No flame, no heat, no hot food. Not good. Again, on the trail, it was a quick, easy 10-minute fix with just some water and soap. We're going to take some extra time here in the sink and actually get it all cleaned up properly. And we're also going to do the other burner. And since it's been a while, we're going to take, after I drop everything, we're going to see about taking this plate out here and cleaning this as well. So let's get to cleaning. unless you have a better memory than me, which doesn't take much, I do one burner at a time so you don't get them confused as to how many you're needing, how many of the little corrugated pieces and how many of the washers you need per side. And again, I haven't done this ever. I didn't even know this was a thing, so I'm kind of embarrassed about that. There we go, everything as clean can be. All right, let's start putting this back together. All right, now remember, the little pie shape on the bottom facing up. And it's going to go corrugated, flat, corrugated, flat, corrugated, flat, corrugated, all stacked neatly. And then your top plate and your screw right down the center. This one's a Phillips head. Just kind of making sure everything's centered on it and snug it down. Do the other side. Or the grill top. Oh, nice clean flame. Oh yeah, that looks good. Plenty of adjustment there. Now if you remember in the beginning of this, we had a lot of yellow flame in there, just showing dirty combustion. Now we've got a real nice pretty blue. We've got a good adjustment on it. There you go. Perfect. So taking care of the grill. I think I've had this one either 20 or 40 years. I don't know if I got this one when I got in the Navy, which was in '90, or when my oldest daughter was born, which was 21, 22 years ago. So yeah, it's either 20 to 40 years old, vintage, so I guess. Propane stove. It's worked great until that trip, and then, like I said, the burner quit working because, well, I didn't know you're supposed to take the grills apart and clean them. Take the burners apart and clean them. Now I know, now you know. Happy overlanding. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Have yourself a blessed day.